All right, let's see here. I want to read something quickly before we get back to Brother Wease. The masks were called muzzles, germ shields, and dirt traps. They gave people a pig-like snout. Some people snipped holes in their masks to smoke cigars. Others fastened them to dogs in mockery. Bandits used them to rob banks. More than a century ago, as the 1918 influenza pandemic raged in the United States, masks of gauze and cheesecloth became the facial front lines in the battle against the virus. But as they have now, the masks also stoked political division. Then, as now, medical authorities urged the wearing of masks to help slow the spread of disease. And then, as now, some people resisted. In 1918 and 1919, as bars, saloons, restaurants, theaters, and schools were closed, masks became a scapegoat, a symbol of government overreach, inspiring protests, petitions, and defiant barefaced gatherings. All the while, thousands of Americans were dying in a deadly pandemic. I still have faith in humanity because for a split second, I thought we were getting stupider. Turns out, we were always dumb. Trying not to do as much politics lately in coronavirus. I'm trying to spin out of it a little bit, but just before, no, not even that bad. Just before I called you, I was online and I was reading the New York Times. An article just hit. Do you know that this whole mask thing that is happening now, where it's now a political statement, which I just find absolutely insane. It should be science over politics, not I'm not wearing a mask because, I support Trump. It's so stupid. But anyway, this article in the New York Times that just hit, do you know they were doing the same shit back in 1918? The mask became a big political deal.
Oh, same way?
Exact same way. So we haven't learned a thing in over 100 years.
Oh, God, this is, when you talk about politics in the COVID age, it's unbelievable that I'm fighting with people that believe, and plenty of people listening to you right now, believe that all of this mask and everything else is strictly to fuck over Trump.
Right.
And I keep trying to tell people, do the people in Italy give a fuck about Trump?
Right.
The goddamn COVID is all over the world, and people are getting misinformation. But there are other countries to this minute that are still wearing masks.
Yeah.
Still wearing masks. So how the fuck is it about Trump?
I don't know, man. It's exhausting when you see this every day, whether it's on your Facebook, Twitter, or just wandering around the streets.
Well, you brought it up, and I go like nuts. But I just want to say,
go ahead.
Last night, a guy I was arguing with on Facebook, he just said, you Democrats are always on the wrong side of everything. And I wrote back, bro, this is the end of America as I know it, because a minimum half the people in this country feel exactly the opposite as you do.
Of course.
We think you're full of shit.
Yeah.
And you think we're full of shit.
Right.
And I don't know when it's going to get better.
I don't either. It's I mean, you've been around a long time. You've seen some shit in your day. Is this the worst it's ever been?
Are you kidding? Let me tell you quickly. Let me tell you quickly.
Go ahead.
I could give a fuck. My fucking boss is beeping in. I'm trying to get him to quit beeping. There you go.
All right.
I was never political my whole life. I mean, I was against the war in Vietnam after I came back, but I didn't even think that was politics. I just thought it was being against the war.
Yeah.
Back then, I didn't know what a liberal or a conservative or a Democrat or a Republican was. I swear to you.
Yeah.
I didn't know. It wasn't like it is today. And I didn't get politicized until Bill Clinton got caught getting a blowjob.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yes, because when that happened, and you know how everybody blew up on one side of the coin, people saying, thanks, Bill Clinton, for teaching my children about a blowjob.
Yeah.
And I'm going, thanks, Republicans, because guys have been getting blowjobs forever.
Right.
But until Bill Clinton, I mean, we all know about JFK.
Yeah.
We all know about all kinds of presidents that got a little pussy.
Yeah.
But the unwritten rule was that's got nothing to do with how you can govern a country.
Of course.
But the Republicans were so pissed off about Watergate, they had to do something, and they have been digging and digging, and they came up with the blowjob. So good.
Yeah.
But from then on, I became politicized. But I have to tell you, when people think that everybody that hates Trump, they're always saying, oh, you only hate Trump because you're bitter for Hillary. It is completely untrue.
Right.
Completely untrue. If any Republican on that stage when they had the primaries, if any one of them son of a bitches became president, I would just go about my life and enjoy my life. Why would I give a shit?
Yeah.
Unless they did a bad war or something. But otherwise, if they were just governing, I could care.
Of course.
I liked the Bushes
Of course.
until the war.
Of course.
But this guy, I'm not going to go on now with that.
Yeah.
Because your listeners, I'm sure you have plenty of Trump fan listeners. So I'm not going to do it to your show.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, what are you going to do? And it's funny, if you're against anything Trump does, you're called a libtard. And I look around as people are calling me a libtard. I'm like, do you understand my stances on stuff? I hate that we pay so many taxes. I support Black Lives Matter, but I don't want to defund the police. I support peaceful protest. I support a woman's right to choose what she should do with her own goddamn body. I hate cancel culture. So where in there am I a libtard?
Well, the whole point is just yesterday, God's bless you, Opie, because just yesterday, that was this morning on the text line right on the radio. One of these guys that goes off every day, and he goes right to the libtard.
Yeah.
You know what I say back to him is, when you use that term libtard, it says more about you than anybody else.
Of course.
What a terrible, ignorant word.
Most
of these people, just like me, when I was younger, they wouldn't, this new age of politicization.
Yeah.
No, when I was young, who knew liberal, conservative, Democrat? We didn't even pay any attention to politics. That was for old people.
Yeah.
But now, holy mackerel.
Now you've been around.
I know.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to tell you, I know the reason.
Yeah.
But I don't want to say it, and people that know the reason of what happened, and we're fucked. It's over. I'm telling you, how are we ever going to get together, Opie?
Aliens.
Say again?
Aliens coming.
I hope so.
I doubt that, though, because then they're like, you know what? The aliens are only attacking because, they don't want Trump to be president anymore.
That's hilarious.
Right?
That's hilarious.
Let me finish with this. So, you got a few years on me, so you've seen a few more presidents. I don't really believe. I come from the school of George Carlin when it comes to politics. I hate both sides, and I truly do. I feel like our system is pretty fucked up in general, and I don't really believe one president is going to make anyone's life in America that much better. But with that said, do you feel like there was a president in your lifetime that really made dramatic changes that really helped the people of America?
Well, the whole thing is just because I was before I talked to you, was still reading my Robbie Robertson book, and I just got to the part where JFK was assassinated.
Yeah.
And here's a guy who's a Canadian, and man, it slayed him. So I'm not saying that JFK actually affected anybody's life, like you're pointing out. But I'll tell you one thing, the bulk of people loved the guy.
Yeah.
You know, there was none of this terrible stuff
Right.
like we see today with presidents.
Yeah.
Everybody loved JFK, believe me.
Yeah.
Regular people. And I mean, to the point where it affected, when he was assassinated, people were crying all over the country. And now I find out Canada too.
Yeah.
As far as, it's a great point that you make about, because it kills me when they give Trump credit for certain things, or if the other side takes stuff away for certain. Come on, man, the president didn't do that.
Yeah.
Whatever it is you're talking about, he didn't. You know, there's a whole administration.
Right.
There's a million different things going on.
Right. Yeah.
There's a Senate and a Congress that has to vote. I mean, you know, you would think it would be something like the monarchy.
Of course.
So you want a president that presents well,
Yeah.
and can handle himself on the world stage for diplomacy and everything else.
Right.
But what are you going to do?
Yeah, and to be fair, because I'm sure we're pissing some people off, because then they'll go, "Oh, your boy Biden," and I've said this many times. I don't believe in Biden that much more either. To be honest with you, I really think that the Democrats blew it. They had a whole bunch of years to really figure out a young candidate with maybe some new ideas, and they come up with Biden, and I don't know how that's going to make people's lives better, and in a way, I think we go back to being really bored because we won't have Trump saying outrageous, crazy ass viral shit every day.
Yeah, but I'm not going to deny the fact that I've seen a lot of great posts on Facebook of what people would do to get to a voting booth to vote for Biden.
Yeah.
You know, we're just voting. I know it's not how you're supposed to do it,
Yeah.
but I'm voting against Donald Trump. Obviously, Biden was a weak choice,
Yeah.
but believe me, he knows how to be the president. Believe me.
Yeah.
You can look it all up. People, you know, the anti-people have him down as a guy that can't even speak
Yeah.
when they're backing Donald Trump.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Trump's not the greatest speaker, that's for sure. He makes his own mistakes when he's speaking. But Biden, I guess what you get with him, you know, he knows how to put together people around him that hopefully will be smart and you know and get it.
Opie, don't forget this Trump. Besides, you know, people like to say, "Oh, he's delivered on every promise." No, he didn't.
Yeah.
He promised to show his taxes right there during the primaries.
Yeah.
He said, when, you know, after the election, I'll show my taxes. He was going to sue all the women that were said that he abused him. There was a ton of things that he did not have Mexico pay for the wall. But the whole thing is, the guy, the things he has done.
Yeah.
That he said, he said he wouldn't golf. He said that he made fun of Barack Obama for golfing.
Yeah.
He's already beat Barack Obama golfing.
And then
he said,
and then you just feel insane because you're like, he's doing everything he said he wouldn't do, or he's doing everything that the other guy did that he made fun of, and it's just like, oh, we're all going crazy. Yeah. It's just unbelievable. And I do have to say, for the people out there, because they're really mad at me, you know, Trump used to call our show, and we used to have fun with the guy, and I knew he was an egomaniac back then. They did great radio, but we always would kind of laugh at him, not with him, but we also knew he gave us great stuff. When he first decided to become president, I was on the Trump train just because I don't really take politics that seriously, and I'm like, oh, here's a guy that is such an asshole. He's going to really fuck things up and really, you know, show people for who they truly are. So I was kind of in on it at first, and then, you know, fast forward a whole bunch of years, you're like, oh my God, I'm not into this guy at all anymore.
Yeah, but what I wanted to make sure I make the point, one of his big things, and he still has fans, one of the big things he was going to do was drain the swamp.
Yeah.
Drain the swamp.
Yeah.
There has never, in the history of politics at the top end in America, had a worse swamp. We had people indicted, sent to jail.
Yeah.
His administration has a revolving door of people he himself hired, bragged about. Some of them turned on him. He had It's a revolving door.
Right.
What kind of swamp? If that ain't a swamp, I don't know what is.
Oh, wow. There you go. And we weren't even going to talk politics. I just wanted to talk about the edibles, man, but I couldn't help myself. I apologize to people.
Well, but I feel bad that you're going to get hurt.
I'm at the part of my career. I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm just having fun now. Who cares? What are you going to do?
But you know the part that, what really aggravates me the most about politics is, you know, my show. My show, I just tickle.
Yeah.
At the most.
Yeah.
And any time I do a little tickle, I start getting texts. Stop with the politics. We don't want politics.
Right.
And I write them back. That's because you're a conservative. And they say, yes, I am. But why is it that right-wing radio is amazing? It's over, there's 100 right-wing shows to every one liberal, which there are hardly any. People listening won't believe that.
Yeah.
Because what happened in America, Fox News is created. People, the liberal media, people think, and I've told you this before, people think that if it isn't right-wing, if it isn't conservative talk, then it's liberal talk.
Yeah.
That's not the fact.
No.
There is actual news. It's reporting news. I'm not saying my show. I'm talking about news on ABC, CBS, NBC, other outlets. There are liberal, MSNBC. CNN is nowhere near. Wait, did you win? Shut up.
Whole thing.
Are you lying?
I'm not. I took pictures. I was first place 80% of the
Wait, I
way.
got to tell you, this is unbelievable. Sammy's been studying poker.
Yeah.
I just let him today play his first tournament.
Yeah.
On my site, and he won the friggin'. I told him he wouldn't come in third place. He won the whole tournament, and I just let him play another, and he says he won. Sammy, I'm out of my mind.
Oh, my God.
Sammy Davis Jr.
Yeah, he was the one that brought the edible cookies back from Colorado to wrap this up to the beginning of the podcast. How mad is Sammy that you ate those 5 cookies, by the way?
Yeah, but just let me finish. This is all I'm saying is conservatives.
Yeah.
Everything that isn't Fox News isn't liberal.
Right.
It might look liberal to you because you don't like it, but it's just a point of view. But the thing that kills me is the right wing in my city, who was on my show sometimes, he told me the conservatives don't even want to hear. They can't listen to that shit.
Right.
Liberal shit. I can listen to your right wing stuff all the time and hear it so I know what's going on.
Yeah.
But man, if you say some stuff, they get so the libtard has to come out.
I'll wrap up how I think like this. I just get so frustrated that we simply don't want to listen to each other anymore whatsoever. Because for whatever reason, you just can't be wrong. Is it your survival at stake that you might be wrong about a point about Biden or a point about Trump? I don't understand. We're just talking at each other. The other person doesn't even listen. They're just waiting for you to stop talking so they could throw their crap right back at you that they just learned on Fox or wherever they were.
Yeah.
Talking points. It's all about just talking points. I haven't heard an original thought in politics in a while, like free thinking. It's just like, oh my God, I read that same shit on Facebook today. What do you actually think about this? Don't just recite talking points. What do you think about this? And then maybe we could actually have a discussion about it.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
Yeah.
If I get, whenever this ends, maybe I do a political radio show from the wrong side just for fun. Because I talk like shit. I'm not your normal guy, but it seems to me that the people that hate liberals, I'm a liberal.
Yeah.
I never knew what it meant.
Right.
I've been this my whole life because I feel bad for people.
Yeah.
I'm not lying. I will tell you, and this is going to sound corny as shit, but I have an image in my mind of being up in my bedroom way before being up in my bedroom watching, Little Rock, Arkansas, and they had the fire hoses out on the black people.
Right.
And those people that were getting beat up at the lunch counter.
Right.
And I was sick as a young boy, and I maintained that kind of feeling my whole life about empathy for any other people. That's why gay issues, any issues.
Right.
I mean, I'm on the side of I like people, and I think I look at every person and what their situation is, and it's got nothing to do with Democrat or Republican.
Yeah.
That's why I always love when people on the other side go, "You fucking Democrats." I go, I'm not arguing about Democrats. You know, when I'm arguing liberal,
Right.
I'm a liberal.
Right.
I'm not. Democrat don't mean shit.
Yeah, I agree with you. I've always cared about people, which confuses a lot of people because of the radio show I used to do. And I agree with you. I care about people the most, but I want to keep way more of my money.
Yeah, who doesn't?
I just think the taxes are out of control.
Who
my
doesn't?
God.
Oh, bro, please.
Oh, my God.
Please.
And that's why I hate the system in general. I'm like, I don't care what side you're on. We're all getting it up the keister. Don't you understand what they're doing to us?
Well, the whole thing with me is I'm so lame that I think the taxes that we all bitch about, and believe me, I live in the same state as you. I'm murdered.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know how it works. You know, I know that they have to pay for all the socialism that everybody hates, but our country's full of socialism.
Right.
Where do you think the taxes go? For our police and our firemen and our roads and our bridges and a zillion other things
Yeah.
that the government pays for.
Well, it's
Now look what we're paying now for COVID-19.
right. Well,
That's all your taxes.
no, I understand that, but it's the wasteful spending that drives me nuts.
Everybody.
I
And
mean, New York
cannot-
City, the amount of taxes they bring in New York City, and I got to tell you, Brother Wease, it's a shithole. Our transit system everything is a mess in New York. They can't figure out how to build another bridge or a tunnel to make the commute easier for people. It's a disaster. And then you wonder, well, what the hell are they using all this tax money for then? Because they're not throwing it back into the infrastructure in general.
Hey, help me, Jesus! I wish somebody.
I'm sorry.
I wish somebody somewhere could break it down and fix it, but
Yeah.
who knows if it's possible?
Well, I'm just glad you're okay. But you gave me once again great radio, man. When I heard you go, I went downstairs and I needed something. I went in the refrigerator and I saw these 5 cookies. You didn't even have to say anything else. I'm like, oh my God, strap in, kids. This is going to be really interesting. Can they hear that show somewhere? Is it on your podcast or something?
Yeah, it's in there somewhere. I don't know how to, it's on the podcast,
Right.
the radio podcast.
Yeah, as you.
I didn't think it was. What do I know? I was the guy that was fucked up.
Right.
I don't know how bad was it afterwards.
I mean, it was, they were giving play-by-play. I mean, it was very personal because you're barely moving, and there was definitely some panic at your house, and Doreen's trying to figure out how to get you on the bed, and and they're just describing the whole thing, as it goes.
I got to call my boss.
Yeah.
He was buzzing in.
All right, yeah, right on. And by the way, congratulations to you, man. #1 in Rochester again.
Yay!
Yay, stupid radio.
Yay!
All right.
Love you, Opie.
Oh, I love you, brother. Take care,
Love
all right?
to the family. See
Yeah,
ya.
yeah, right on, man. You too. That was fun. All right, that'll do it for the Opie Radio Podcast. Went a little political there, I understand. Now I'm going to have to hear from people. I'm never listening to your podcast again. All right, I'm sorry. All right, bye-bye. Boo, 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 boo. Opie Radio. Boo, 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 boo. Boo, 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 boo. Boo, boo, boo.